Let's jump on to the next thing then. Just in terms of TV shows, what are you watching right now, Johnny?
Yeah, I've been Halo just dropped on Paramount Plus. And it's we grew up playing Halo, right, Jay? Did you ever played Halo?
Yeah, I was a little late to the game. You guys started on the original. I started on Halo 2, so
I mean, but you still like grew up with it in your life.
oh yeah. I mean Halo 2, you're talking I was probably 8 years old maybe when I
Yeah,
first
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
introduced.
But you still like, yeah, yeah, it's still something meaningful. And
Yeah.
so they've been trying to do a Halo thing, like a movie for a long time. They made one that
Peter
was called like
Jackson.
Dawnbreaker.
Well, they
What?
Peter Jackson did film like the first 15 minutes years ago. Like we're talking, I was in middle school, so well over 10 years ago, like 15 years ago, they did that. I don't know if you
Yeah,
ever
yeah, yeah,
saw it.
yeah. That's what I was talking about. The
Okay,
Dawn or something. It was really well good. The girl from the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the Narnia one. She was in it. It
was
was
it
really
a
the
was it
British
like a
one.
full
Yeah,
show?
yeah. It was a good like hour movie. It was just a normal
That was like
offset.
10 years ago. So think
Yeah, yeah. It
before
was a
that,
while
think
ago.
like 5 years before that, they tried doing an actual movie with Peter Jackson as the director, and it didn't go anywhere.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Yeah, they also tried with the same guy from who did District 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but he had a lot of Halo stuff in his movies, so that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
But
So
no, they did it. I mean, it's sadly on these hour long uh, shows. Disney Plus has had this before. Every great show, there's some episodes where you're like, nothing really happened. It's kind of like you feel like it's a filler show.
yeah.
So they've had that so far. There's only been a few of them already, but I like where it's headed. I'm super stoked. They're keeping it really true to the story so far. I mean, there's a lot to it, but it's very good.
So it has had some filler episodes.
I mean, there's only been two out now, and the second one was a little bit of a filler episode.
Okay. What are your thoughts on like the sound design? I watched a clip where it's like every gun sounds exactly like they do in the games. Not exactly, but they're pretty
No, no,
true.
no. So I'm saying it's super. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The BR, the assault rifles. You felt like it was a video game.
That's sweet. Have you I don't want to do spoilers actually. I was just going to ask like how are the visuals?
Oh no, no, no. It's super stunning. I mean, luckily technology's there. Paramount. I feel like it's like an Amazon thing. You know, an Amazon they don't have so much that they can spend money on what they have.
Right.
And that's what I feel like Paramount does. What they do it with Star Trek because they have so much money on those shows that it doesn't look tacky at all.
Right. They go with the quality over quantity approach because
Hmm.
they're putting everything into a few shows rather than like Netflix will bust out some shows
Yeah,
that look
so
terrible
many.
or the Sci-Fi Channel.
But those were just awesome though. They're allowed to get those crappy ones.
Yeah, it's just the CGI is so bad,
Well,
but the
I
story's
mean,
interesting.
Netflix just did that with the Ryan Reynolds one, is a time travel one he did.
The Atom Project
Yeah, I felt like it was a sci-fi movie, like a made-for-TV sci-fi movie, but with a bigger cast.
and bigger budget. I mean, it had
Yeah, but it
Gamora
was
in
still
it.
kind of shady.
Yeah, yeah. There was still. It wasn't like a Star Wars film or whatever else where it was absolutely stunning. It just.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a Netflix though.
Yeah, exactly. It was a mid tier action, and I did just watch that one. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
Did
it
you
was.
want to talk
I
about
don't
it
know.
at
I
all?
wasn't a huge fan of that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so in terms of the Atom Project, what did you like and what did you not like? Like, give me just one or two
I mean, I
things.
liked the cast. I like that they did it. I mean, it was accurate. You know, like they didn't go. It wasn't. It wasn't your typical like time travel movie where yeah, it will change a little bit, but it doesn't change everything. So the part they kept that was like the his life changing moment that happened to his character, Ryan Reynolds' character, kind of stayed the same without spoiling anything.
Right, I liked.
Unless
Yeah,
you want to go for spoilers.
we'll go with spoilers on this one. It's on Netflix. I don't think
Yeah,
it's not a
the
big
way
deal.
that his dad didn't like he didn't rescue his dad.
Yeah, and even
Because,
like the future kind of just merges with the timelines
Mhm.
just kind of merge and autocorrect. I thought that was cool. That's a totally different concept than what we've typically seen, where it's like, okay, you're going to create a new branch, or you're just going to shift all of the timeline, you know. So that was kind
Yeah,
of I appreciated that.
but that his little kid version of him was a little brat though, which is kind of good and bad. But
Right, and it had a cool moment because it's true to life. Like if I was hanging out with my younger self, I would kick the crap out of my younger self. You know what I mean?
Right? I mean, we are little buggers.
Yeah. So I mean, if I was hanging out with 13-year-old me, I'd be the one bullying him, giving him a swirly. What did you say to your mom? What did you say to your mom? Yeah. No. So
It was. I mean, it was visually great though. It was a big cast, but it just felt so much like a sci-fi channel movie to me.
It
Maybe 'cause
totally
I watched a
did.
lot of sci-fi channel movies.
Yeah, it felt like a sci-fi channel movie with a bigger budget, to where it wasn't like computer graphics look like they're from the early 2000s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I liked that film. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Like I won't watch it again, but I liked it.
Right. Yeah. It's one of those I tell everyone, you're not gonna regret watching it.
Right.
It's not like Morbius, which we'll get to later, but
It had sweet moments, like when he's playing catch with his dad, and then they are just gone. That was a sweet moment.
yeah, I liked how like the mom didn't realize it was him as an adult, but the dad did. Like
Like
there's this little like she
instantly.
realized it later, but still.
Yeah, like instantly the dad caught it though.
Hmm.
Like I thought that was kind of cool. I always love that in films where you have an interaction with a character, and you get to see like who's recognizing them and who's not. In the Count of Monte Cristo, he's reintroduced into the life years later, and Count Mondego doesn't recognize him, but his former lover,
Uh-huh.
can't remember her name, does recognize him.
That's a great movie.
I was gonna say Christine, but that's from the Phantom of the Opera. I can't remember her name. Oh well. But I do like moments like that in film. So yeah. So 7 out of 10. You won't regret watching it, but don't expect too much.
Yeah, but yeah, but it's a good like I have nothing to I don't even say well nothing to do movie, but if you're done watching Halo and you're done watching Moon Knight, which we'll get into, watch that movie.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you. So I just recently restarted watching Netflix's Daredevil because it just like resurfaced onto Disney Plus, and I thought, oh, I'll give it a whirl. Have you seen the Netflix superhero shows?
The which one?
Like all of them, the
Oh
Defenders,
yeah, yeah. I
any of them?
like Daredevil. I watched all of Daredevil. I watched a little bit of Jessica Jones, and I watched a little bit of The Punisher.
Luke Cage.
I didn't really get. I only watched one of Luke Cage, but like one episode, and then I kind of forgot about it.
I heard the Iron Fist is absolutely terrible.
So the first season was actually pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, it's because it was a very different story, kind of, and how disciplined he is. It was different than like, Daredevil. So it was like it's the same universe but different, kind of how like the Flash and Arrow on CW.
Right.
Same universe, but they're different characters. Same concept.
Right. I liked. So I'm rewatching Daredevil right now. So here's a funny story for you. So I served a religious mission, a service mission, and so I'd been doing religious work for a while. And I get home from my mission, and I started trying to watch the Daredevil film, and then Kingpin decapitates a dude with a car door. I don't know if this sounds familiar, but like he gets a car's door, had him stuck between like the door and the car, and he just starts slamming the door on it over and over until his head falls off. And I was like, I don't think I can handle this. So I'm rewatching it now, and I'm desensitized enough to where now I can enjoy it. Now it's okay.
Let the paint dry a little. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. But somehow Vincent, whatever, Kingpin, just smashing a dude like that was too much for me.
Yeah, I wonder if I don't know if you noticed anybody out there in the nerdverse. Disney Plus has like made you do an age verification.
Yeah,
and I think it's because like they had that what was that movie? It dropped like 3 F-bombs in it, and it shocked me on Disney Plus. Oh man. Anyways, and then now that they might release all the Daredevil stuff.
They
right?
did. It's on Disney.
Is it okay? Cool. So they had them, because it's violence. So they had they had to upgrade it all.
Totally. That was, I think, a big thing was because of that. I remember when we first got Disney Plus, we watched Avatar on it, and they censored the part where they like connect the ponytails together, the guy and the girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, "Hey, excuse me, I wanted to see that weirdness." Ugh. So yeah, no, but all the Netflix shows are on Disney. Okay, here's my question: are the Netflix Disney shows part of the MCU, or are they like a separate universe?
Well, if anyone watched Spider-Man over a few months ago, they're all one universe now.
But are they really like? Is it how J. Jonah Jameson's coming in? You know what I mean? Like, is it a separate timeline? Like, I get that they're the same universe, but are they the same like strand? Like, are they the same timeline or the same? You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, they are. After Peter Parker's lawyer is freaking Matt Murdock. So
But it could be Matt Murdock still, just a different time, like a different Matt Murdock from a different timeline.
oh, I don't know. I figure why not? They have a market. Might as well make everyone the same. You don't have to be in the same. Like they tried to do the Defenders. Netflix
Right.
did, where it was all of them together, it was like their own uh, Avengers.
Right.
And that only had like one season, so it didn't work out too well. But I mean, so that you can, so now that they're all in the same franchise, it makes it easier to keep it together.
The reason I ask is because Kingpin in Hawkeye is significantly stronger than Kingpin in Daredevil, Netflix's Daredevil. So people have been speculating that they might be like different timelines.
Oh, like how they have three different Spider-Mans, but they're the same Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. That these guys, like J. Jonah Jameson, looks the same in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man as he does in Tom Holland's. That those might be a different timeline, just because of the strength differences.
I don't know. I feel like they're gonna try to keep it a little simple in Phase 5 or 6, whatever they're gonna hit.
I guess I was curious if you'd like seen if it was officially confirmed.
Oh no, I haven't even. I haven't nerd newsed in a good week or two
I'll
because
get
I was
Guillermo
out
on
of
it.
town. Ask me about my adventure out of town, Jay.
How was your adventure out of town?
Good, dude. We went to Boise. Me and Chris Creates the World, our buddy Chris. So he'll be dropping a video. I'm in it a little bit. We'll send a link because we co-opted a little bit on it. But we found a cool gaming store. Because every time we go to a new city, we like to check out gaming stores. And this Pop Pop place, Pop Pop, yeah. I got some prints from it. It was super cool. We'll post some things so you guys can see it on our Instagram site at Deadlight Nerds. And then check out the store. They said they deliver things to us, so they're really cool. I got to know the owners there. They're really nice people. It was. I told them we'll keep in touch with them. Really exciting. I know it's good to get out of town. Tell everyone enjoy life. We went to a concert, so there'll be some cool good footage on Chris Creates the World. We'll just link them up, and then you guys can check it out. And he has some shout outs to us on it. So it's really cool helping each other out.
What's the concert? Did you say that?
Yeah, it was Shine Down, Pretty Reckless,
Oh yeah, I
and
know
Diamante.
Shinedown. Yeah.
They've been around for like 20 years. It's weird to think. They're
Yeah.
apparently their lead singer announced that they had 23 number one singles and they're like the top of everything. And the more you think about it, like that makes sense.
Yeah. He's got a cool voice, really deep.
Yeah, they
Shinedown
were
singer.
really cool. And a lot of these bands are finally touring again, and you can tell they missed it
Yeah.
because they're super grateful. And
Yeah.
the production was really good.
Super sad about the Foo Fighters drummer passing away.
Yeah, they did a homage to him. It was really nice. The guitar player and the bass player sang "Wheel" from Foo Fighters. It seems like a lot of people are doing that. That's awesome,
He was a big deal.
dude. Foo Fighters. I was listening to their thing because that's when you pay attention.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so many of their songs brings me back.
Right. I know Foo Fighters was one of the first bands that I like outside of Linkin Park. Foo Fighters was like one of the first bands that I kind of expanded my music knowledge on. I knew Linkin Park in elementary school and that was about it. And then by the time I got into middle school, it was Foo Fighters was one of the few bands I knew pretty well.
Yeah, they. I used to love it a long time ago. They had something called music videos on TV.
MTV.
And on the the television, not the YouTube. The television had music videos. And one of the funniest ones was Foo Fighters. They made fun of the Mentos commercials. And they just had a lot of comedy. So it was really nerdy. They were nerds ahead of their time.
Oh yeah, they had Learn to Fly and Evermore,
Uh-huh.
or not Evermore, Everlong. Yeah, Everlong. Both have really funny music videos, like really
Yeah.
funny.
I like Learn to Fly a lot. I've rewatched. We were rewatching some of them. They made you laugh.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet, man. I'm glad you were able to get out.
Yeah, it's nice. The bug hits. I spent way too much money getting an Xbox and a computer. So I got to get out of my room or else I'll never leave it. Jay, I can play Skyrim modded, Jay. Oh, that's horrible. That's not something I should do.
Yeah. You have to buy another version of Skyrim for the new computer, the 4K version.
Of course. No. That's what mods are for. Seven copies of Skyrim is my limit. You know this.
I almost bought my, I think it was my fourth, and then I passed. Like I had the dude, I was about to go pick it up, and then I was like, I
For
can't
what?
for Switch.
Oh, dude, I have it for Switch. I bought it. It was something about like I don't know. The pandemic didn't do anything for me, but it made me like paranoid about things not being in stock. I
uh,
did it and I played it and I'm like, cool. I played the exact same game 95 times.
yeah, that was my problem. Was I recently restarted Skyrim, and I got my character like super amped up in Magic, and I was like, I've never done this before. And then by the end of it, I was like, I think I'm good with Skyrim for a while. Like I spent a long time getting it like so I'm like my two handed is really low, my one handed is really low, and I'm level 65, which is pretty high. It's about as high as I've gotten, and it's all
Oh
magic.
yeah, if you get past 50, it's crazy.
Yeah, so and it's all magic, dude. So I've maxed out like almost. I think I've maxed out half the magic branches. So that's kind of funny.
I was gonna say that I heard the mage characters are the hardest build to run.
100% because I'm so weak and like I run out of magic so fast, and so I end up like shooting someone with a fireball and then running around trying to get away from them for my magic to heal back up.
To nerd out even harder, do you ever use a one of those staffs, or do you just go pure just
No, I
pure
don't.
hand?
I haven't used the staffs. I'm 100 in enchanting. I'm really good at enchanting, and I have a staff enchanter, but I don't use it, dude.
That's crazy.
So kind of just talking on that same vein of nostalgia, I just recently started rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Have you seen that one?
GI Jane.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you mentioned that already. Have you watched that show?
Of course, I've watched Ung.
Ong. I'm not talking about the movie, Johnny. I'm going to strangle
Oh, Aang. Yeah.
you. Ugh, I'm nervous about the new show. But I've been rewatching the old one. Have we done a full cast on it?
We might have. I don't remember the. I feel bad.
I don't
We're
think
we're
we
to the
have.
point where I'll talk to someone like, "Hey, I really like this comment that you and Jay made," and I was like, "I don't remember that comment, but I'm glad you liked it."
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, on our to-do list is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Once I finish, we need to have a full cast discussion of it.
Um, Nerd fashion time. How angry would you be if I brought up Korra, the Legend of Korra?
Not. I don't know. I haven't. So this is terrible, Johnny. I actually originally did not like Korra. I thought she was really cocky, and going from like humble Aang, who doesn't want to get in a fight, to Korra, who is like constantly picking him. I was like, I hate this person. I don't want to watch this show anymore. So, but what's funny is my wife watched it without me, and I started watching the last season, and Korra gets her keister kicked. We'll say keister. I'm trying to keep it PG-13. Johnny and I did a quick sidebar. Johnny and I made a video with some PG-13 content, and like 5 people unsubscribed instantly. And I was like, we're not doing that anymore. Deleted.
But it was hilarious, and we might if we grow big enough.
It was way funny, but yeah.
We'll save it for our after hours TikTok channel.
Thank you. Um, But yeah, no. So Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. So we're watching Legend of Korra, and I'm like, she just like gets wailed on so much in that show that I was like, I can watch this. She gets humbled, so I'm okay with it.
Good. I actually started with Korra and then watched Avatar.
Which one do you like more?
Well, I mean, last Avatar was way better,
Okay,
but I was able to watch Korra because that was the first one I watched.
right.
So for me, it was easier to watch it because I was like, I knew about it, but I was at that weird age where I was too old for Pokemon. I was too old for The Last Airbender.
Yeah. So
Like, because it was like oh, only the real dorky kids watched it because I was cool and old. And then also too back then, like once a show's on Nickelodeon, you can't rewatch it. The DVR didn't record it right.
right.
So I think I watched it last summer, pandemic wise stuff. But I liked it a lot. I thought it's a good build, a good story build. But then it made way more sense because if you watch Korra first, like you don't really know a lot about like Aang's kids, like or his wife who's still around. Like I had no idea who that was. But then when you were watching them, the first one, you're like, oh, the prequels, if you will. Like, oh, okay, this makes sense.
No. It's the originals and the sequel.
Oh.
It's not the prequel.
So Korra's not everything.
No, I'm gonna hurt you.
You can't slap me
if you
through the
will.
computer. You tried already.
Yikes! We got to move on to the next thing. I can feel my temper rising. I'm gonna turn into Combustion Man and get you through the through the screen. I'm just gonna mute you, Johnny. I can do that.
That's very, very rude, and it's not in my contract. You know this.
So have you watched Moon Knight? You did.
Yeah.
Your homework was Halo. My homework
Yeah.
was MoonKnight, right? Is that what?
Yeah. That's how we should split it for the next few weeks because day jobs are the worst jobs.
It's so true. It's hard to find time.
Yeah. But I'm super stoked. I saw some of these really cool cosplayers I follow were at the premiere, and they had Moon Knight is someone I didn't learn about until San Diego Comic Con 2019.
What do you mean the
Uh,
premiere?
oh, the premiere of the episode. Like they had a big LA premiere in it.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, so the cosplayers I follow, they were all invited, and it looked really cool, like all their cosplays they had. Um, and I was like, and it's not a character I know too well, but I almost bought his stuff because it looks cool, like his aesthetics alone. Like I'm all for that, but I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
that much about him still to this day. Like I always forget to learn more about him.
I don't know either. I'm really confused as I watch the show, but it's really good. I'm gonna show you a quick poster. Everyone ignore my typing.
Yeah,
His-
no.
have you seen his poster?
It's something that I think is needed, where it's kind of like a true like fan loves him. I feel like the casual nerd that we talk to, no one knows him too well, but like those deep cut fans knew him way long ago.
Yeah.
Because we like to say we're
100%.
DC deep cuts. Like we love both, but DC deep cuts is where we shine. Yeah, yeah, that little his outfit, which I know that changed, I think in the 80s maybe, is the white suit he has on.
Yeah, so he's got a couple different outfits I think he's going to wear throughout the show. This is the one we've seen.
Yeah, that's
Spoiler
my favorite
warning.
one.
Yeah. You may
Like
get a glimpse at that one.
It looks just like the what's the guild? The
The
on Skyrim?
Night Watch or the Nightingales?
Nightingale, yeah. It's just a white version of that.
Yeah, it's pretty legit. This is my favorite one though. Just his eyes are so
His tugs.
dead. Oh, and that's the crazy thing to me about I can't believe where's that stop share button? I can't believe just how good Oscar Isaac is. His range is unbelievably good. That fact that he's Poe Dameron and he's Duke Atreides and he's I don't know if you've seen Ex Machina, but he's Ex Machina. He's the main character in that. Or one of the
My only
main,
question
one of the three.
is he trying to buy or sell spice?
Stop it, Johnny. We got to get over that. No more spice jokes. We that's official taboo for you.
Again, in my contract, I can make fun of someone doing spice in two different
In two different universes. A spice runner in two different universes.
yeah, or a spice collector and then a runner.
Yeah.
I just love how they both called it spice. It's something I didn't realize until like really reading about Dune.
My guess is that it's from that Star Wars took it from Dune.
I can see that, right? Didn't it come out first?
Yeah, Dune.
The
Frank
novel?
Herbert's was out first. Should have been.
I think the novel was probably. Oh, and he probably knew about it too.
Yeah. Either way, they steal from each other. But it is funny that like it is nuanced similarity.
Here's the joke: because I'm just jealous of his abilities.
But he's such a like kind person in Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac is so kind and considerate, and you feel so bad for him because he's got some issues, and so it's really it's a lot of fun to see him portray that character because Poe Dameron's not like that. He's very assertive, and so is Duke Atreides. They're both very assertive, and even in Ex Machina, he's very assertive. So this is the first really humble character I've seen him in. He also was Apocalypse. I don't know if you knew that. But
The X-Men one that I like that one. That was a good X-Men one.
it's
One
okay.
that fixed the early 2000s.
That's Days of
Apocalypse?
Future Past,
Oh, okay.
and then Apocalypse.
Apocalypse is when they
after.
introduced Storm. That's right.
Yeah, and that one's fine. Apocalypse is fine. Oscar Isaac's
When they introduced
okay.
Storm. That's Storm's more into it.
It's where you
The second one, right?
yeah, it's where you learn how Professor X lost his hair,
Mm.
which is really silly. He's put under a lot of strain and his hair just falls off, but not his eyebrows. Like,
Well, that's not how it works.
can't we just be okay with him shaving his head? Like, there's nothing wrong with that guy. He's like, we don't need this. We don't need a even if it's in the comics. I do not care. We do not need an origin story for someone being bald, unless it's One Punch Man, and then you need an origin story for being bald.
Yeah, no. Oscar's a lot like. I really know. I've been forgetting names even more. What's the Hulk's name? Ruffalo? Mark Ruffalo?
Mark Ruffalo.
They can look. It's funny to me how like they can age very quickly in a show if they need to.
Yeah.
But yet look younger. They
Oh,
both
yeah.
can look like they're in their late 40s or like late 20s or late 30s. Like they can age 10 years like it's nothing.
They could go from 50 to 30 pretty
Yeah,
overnight.
right. And it's
Yeah.
just out of control because I remember watching some of the stuff and I'm like, I thought the guy was like in his mid 30s, and then other times I see him like, are you 48?
Right. So in Dune, he looks like he's probably in his mid 40s. And then
Yeah.
in Moon Knight, he looks like he's like 32.
Well, Poe too, like he was in Star.
Yeah, he looks like he's in his 30s, early 30s.
Yeah.
Like he looks, yeah.
Yeah, Ruffalo, the same thing. Like when he was the dad on the Atom Project, he looked a lot older than he did just on the last Marvel movie, which was 2 years ago. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah. They can age.
I mean, that's gray hair, but still.
Yeah, it is pretty weird. I thought you were going to say they looked alike, and I'm like, well, not so much. I don't know. I'm not a huge Mark Ruffalo fan. If he slaps me in person when he meets me, it'll be okay. I would still freak out.
I will help him because I love him.
Okay.
I will double slap him.
Johnny's watched all of his 90 heartthrob movies, and he's just in love with.
Dude, are you kidding?
Mark Ruffalo.
Everything he does is just gold. 13 going on 30? Are you kidding? I don't even know if that's him.
I don't know.
It is, and he did it with Jennifer Gardner. Look at them.
And they're back together. Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Actually,
I just thought of that right now. See, that nerd knowledge kicks in sometimes.
Johnny, you're not having a stroke. Dude, but Moon Knight. So if I were to rank the first episode, I would say, without a doubt, it's the best Marvel TV show first episode so far. And that doesn't include like the Netflix versions because those are different. But even with those, I would say it's better than Daredevil's first episode, and I will say it's better than I saw Luke Cage's first episode. It's better than that. Didn't see Jessica Jones, and I've watched some of Punisher, but I would argue that it's probably better than any of them. I like the way it's filmed, and I like how the story's going because it's kind of a mystery box approach. Like, J.J. Abrams does a mystery box approach where you're not really sure what's going on and you're solving mysteries. It's kind of like that, but they do it in a really intriguing way. Like the way they tell the story is really intriguing. They leave out big chunks, and it's a lot of fun for that reason because you're kind of trying to figure out like what exactly is going on, like how does this work? You know what I mean?
Does it go for the over 30 minutes? Is it about an hour 45 so far, the first episode?
I don't remember how long. It felt like 30 minutes, but I think it was right around an hour. It felt quick. And
do you know how many episodes they're gonna make? Are they gonna stick to the standard like 8?
Johnny, I don't know these things.
Well, I just wondered because it's one of those, like, people ask me that about Halo because Halo, the first one was the first one took a few minutes to go into the story because they're world building, which makes sense because not that many people know about Halo, right?
Right.
And even if you play the campaigns, like one of our friends, Ches, he's watching it, and he told me he's not that familiar with the backstory, which makes sense. Like Halo's a arena shooting game. Right?
You had to be born into it, man.
Yeah. And so, like, I get that. I get how they had to world build it. But like, when it's an hour long, you're kind of like, there's a lot of dead air. Like, let's keep going. So that's why I'm curious to see where Moon Knight's going to stand.
How many are there?
So far, only 2. There'll be 3 by the time this drops, I'm assuming.
Okay. But do you know how many the season's going to have?
Oh, gee, someone asked me that too. And I'm like, my guess is where everyone is, they've all been under 10. Every like hour longish show, even if it's like 47 minutes.
Wow. 47 minutes is exactly how long Moon Knight is.
Yeah. It's that new thing they do, which is like the equivalent of an hour on cable TV.
Yeah.
Right. What it used to be.
Right.
So it seems like I'm guessing 8. I feel like it's a waste if they only do 6.
They're saying it'll be 9 on IMDb.
Okay. Yeah, I can see 8 to 10 on both of them, even on Halo.
And then Moon Knight has 6.
Oh, Moon Knight has 6?
Yeah, and there'll be about an hour each. Dude, it should have been Eternals. Moon Knight should have had a film, and Eternals should have had a show. It's fine. I hate
6 hours of Moon Knight though.
It's true. I'm happy with Moon Knight, and I'm never gonna watch Eternals again, and I hope they don't make a second.
I don't think they will. I think Moon Knight's where it's at because I tried to look at figurines. I already shot up again.
I would rather fly into the sun than have to watch Eternals again.
But wait, would that make you Icarus?
Yes, and I'm okay with that.
Can I name you Icarus too?
Sure. Actually, funnily enough, Icarus was my Halo gamer tag when I first started playing Halo 3. Icarus was the name I always played. Don't know why. Just one of the names that stuck with me.
The Johnny Racer 11 is mine, and I've been banned for many a game. I was known for the trash talking. Never could back it up. That's what made it even worse. Never back it up. But did I love trash talking on Halo?
I really want to share a PG-13 story. Are you okay with it?
Yeah,
It won't
we'll
be.
just
It won't be
announce it
swearing.
for the listeners. This is PG-13. If there's any younglings in the room, earmuffs or just hit mute past this.
Okay, so we're peak Halo. We're peak Halo playing right at this point in our lives. We've been playing for about 3 or 4 hours a day. Like every day after school, we play from 3 o'clock to at least 5 until dinner. So at least until 5, and then we play again that night. So it's like on average 3 hours a day, maybe more. I mean, those are kind of rookie numbers, but we'll just go with averages. So we're really good at Halo. Like we could no scope people. Like we snipe no scope. Like we were really good at Halo, and we're playing with my cousin, and we get into a team deathmatch going into 50 versus another team, and it's like we're trading at kills every second. Like it hasn't. No point in the game is any team up by more than like 3 kills. Like it's just one of those games where you're super evenly matched, right? So we get to the end and it's 49-49. So next kill wins, and I don't remember who dies, but someone on our team dies, and we get to the lobby, and the other team's like, "Great game, guys! That was so much fun! Great game!" And my cousin jumps on the mic and goes, "Suck my balls!" Screams it at him, and then he quits the match.
Oh, I forget. Is that 3?
That was 3.
Yeah, 3. You could talk to the other team, and I think they banned that because of me. But
What
you
else
could
was
talk.
what else is funny is like we looked up the stat, like if we hadn't have been quitting and doing all this other stuff, like where would you be ranked? Because you're not supposed to quit at games early or do other things. Like it affects your like rank.
Rankings.
Yeah, and we would have been like a general brigadier, and instead we were like a colonel. So it was like we had lost so many points because we were constantly doing crap we shouldn't have been. But that was my favorite story, was just him coming home and screaming at him.
Oh, dude, we can
No.
do like 5 podcasts on Halo stories. We did one. Me and Andy would do it because if you back, I think it was 3. If you got close to the other team, you could talk to them.
Yeah.
So we would betray our own team and tell the other team, like if we were like the red guys, we go to the blue guys like, "Hey, we're on your team. Don't kill us." They wouldn't kill us, and we would tell them where everyone was hiding. We betray our team because that's how bored we got of playing. Because if you play for so long, you get bored. You have to switch it up a little.
Yeah. Oh,
So we would do that. And like we literally heard this one guy's like, "Guys, don't kill them. They're on our team. Don't kill them." And so for like 3 games, this team just like let us follow them around, betraying everybody else.
It's so bad. We used to do a thing where like there was a cliff that you could jump off of with the warthog. So we'd each get in a warthog and like get all of our teams to jump in it, like because we were playing with random people. So we'd have 2 warthogs full of people, and then we'd drive them off the cliff
I
and
knew
jump
you were
out.
going.
So us 2 would jump out, and the rest of them would go flying off the cliff.
Oh, so you didn't Thelma and Louise it. You made everyone else Thelma and Louise it, and you just bailed.
And the best part was like if you could get off early enough and you could just watch it coast and kind of like wave at him, and he wouldn't get a betrayal because you can get booted for betraying people.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't get counted against you, and then they'd quit the game. But it happened a couple times where we would just laugh and laugh, drive them right off the edge.
Oh man, good times. We used to do it where did you play in the same room or were you everyone else was online somewhere else? Did you have any split screens?
It would be online, so you'd have like 2 or 3 people playing, and then you would have other people in a different state playing with you.
Yeah,
My
but I'm just
cousins were
saying
in
like
California.
so like I will play like in my room, but then we always like on the weekends when we hang out, we would do like a split screen.
Like a system
3
link?
of us. Yeah, well, we would play against other people, but we'd be together.
Yeah, so it would usually be me and my brothers, and then another household.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because the best one we ever did was to brag, our bachelor parties were Halo nights.
Yeah.
So we would all get together, friends you haven't seen in a while. And do you remember as Blood Gorge? Do you remember that map? It's that big green one. It's just the big green, the opposite bases. There's a big rock in the middle.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that one we did a CTF capture the flag. And like I said, I'm pretty useless. I'm just there to make fun of everybody. But we were down 1, and we just had 1 on top sniping everyone because they took our flag.
Yeah.
And so and then I was and it was the best sequence before we learned how to record games, or else we would have recorded this for live. I was on the Warthog, the little tiny Forerunner they have, the Mongoose, sorry. And I was just going around, and the guy was hippity hopping. When you steal the flag, for speed, you just jump around.
Yeah.
And the opposite team had our flag. He's going across the map, hippity hopping, and he's hiding a little bit behind the wall, so he blends in a little, so the sniper can get him. and I just go straight onto the warthog right as he jumps, and I can't do this ever again. He's jumping right when he goes down. I smash him with the warthog, but he looked dead at me because he turned his body and he goes straight down. And then I was able to grab the flag and bring it back. But that was my claim to fame of Halo. I should have stopped playing after that.
Yeah. So it's like the things you see are 1 in a million. Halo.
Yeah, and the things you do.
Yeah.
It's just out of control.
Unbelievable. I know. And you can't I don't know. I'm still chasing that high, from playing Halo after school.
Well, it's also like we had a lot of friends that we haven't talked to in a while. It's a good way to get together. As long as you're doing it, you don't have a big project due tomorrow or you're not missing out work, but it's a weekend, you're home. It's, have fun, talk to it. It's a good way it's like how we played Dungeons and Dragons. I say it's an excuse for us to talk.
We had some buddies that we'd play with, and their mom would, if they hadn't done their homework or whatever, she'd come and turn it off. So we'd be playing in the middle of a game, and then you'd hear, "No, Mom, no!" And it would say, "So and so has dropped offline." You'd hear him screaming. It was pretty funny.
I used to pretend to swear at my grandma. No one's in the room. I'd be like, "No, Grandma, I'm not gonna do this." And it was just me alone in my room, but I would say it so the people in the mic would think I was getting in trouble with my grandma.
Bears. Like have you seen that? Whitest Kids You Know? The Bears. Hey, mute your mic when he's like, I don't know, peanut butter and jelly. Make me a sandwich. Anyway, so that's reliving Halo. We need to have a full Halo cast because Halo is the story when the season ends.
This was just me and Jay wanting to talk about stuff, man. We haven't chatted in a few weeks about nerd stuff. Life gets in the way. We're getting better at it. We have a lot of goals. They just had WonderCon back in California, so it's good for the convention centers of California coming back up.
Yeah,
that was good to know.
I owned stock in Carnival Cruises, and they just announced that this is the most bookings they've had ever this week.
Good. It's good to be out there. I was at a hotel room. It was just it's the most
wonderful time.
It just felt I hate to say it, things are back to normal. But it just feels that way.
It feels like it's we're entering the new normal. The new stable.
Where it's kind of what, it's out there. If you feel safe and you're comfortable, go outside.
Right.
That's how it should be in life.
Yeah.
So the long story is I might try to go. I mean, Jay has some stuff, but I might try to go to San Diego Comic-Con. That's my home away from home. Bring some cool stuff out for you nerds about that. Maybe I'll take something to show it. Because me and Jay's goal is to go hit some California ones here next year.
Yeah, I really want to go. I don't know if I have the PTO. We'll see. I burned it. I burned my PTO. So
I burned mine too, but my thing is whatever.
Johnny's like, let me go, or I'm gonna burn this mother down.
No, it's my new life is kind of I control things, so I can just beg other people to not need my training services for 2 days, and if they agree to it, I can just not go to work.
I love that.
It's good and bad.
Is there anything else you wanted to quickly talk about, Johnny, before we
No, just super stoked that look out. We're gonna post a link for Chris Creates the World, talk about our adventure I'm gonna show off about some of the cool stuff I got. I got a Schitt's Creek little town poster. It's really cool. Because I like to collect things. So my new phase in life is poster boards.
Right.
We got hooked on our friend who was next to us on FanX. She's in the booth next to us, and we got her prints that were super cool. And I was like, you know what? Prints are small enough; they can fit everywhere. So, new stage of that. But on that note, just if you don't hear from me again, I got sucked into my new computer.
Okay. Tron. Oh, that actually leads a good topic. Getting sucked into your computer is a good segue into what I want to talk about either next time or the time after. There's a couple shows that bombed at the box office that I really want to review with you. Tron Legacy being one of them.
I loved it.
Oh my gosh. So Tron Legacy, Treasure Planet, and the third one is John Carter. Those are the 3 films I'd like to talk with you.
Two out of the 3. I don't remember Treasure Planet. But I don't
remember Treasure
rewatch. What?
I was just making fun of you.
Do it again. So I can slap you through this. So I can slap you through my computer.
I don't remember Treasure Planet.
But
sorry, Johnny.
I don't.
I'm only offended because that's a cult classic for me and my younger sister. Treasure Planet is the film growing up.
So I did a homage
Was
to
that for
Letterkenny.
me or for my sister? That
No,
night?
this is for Shelly. I did an
Okay,
homage
okay.
to Letterkenny on on Instagram, and she was the only one who said I didn't do it right. Out of, well, 3 people didn't, and she was one of them who voted no. So thanks, Shelly. Shout out to Shelly.
Hey,
That
at least
actually made
she's
me
telling
feel
you how
funny.
it is, right?
Shelly doesn't pull no punches.
Yeah, no, she's
Uh,
she's the Andrew Garfield of Spider-Man.
no, I think that'd be really cool. And Nights too. Let us know what you want us to talk about because we love just talking. So if you don't tell us, we're just gonna keep talking.
Yeah. No, but this is one I've wanted to do for a long time. I'm really excited. So next week nights or the week after, be prepared for Tron.
Tron and I'm sure we've talked a little bit about
John Carter.
John Carter. Carter?
Carter. Dude, that you could make a sequel even now. That main actor, he needs it. He hasn't been in anything big lately. Like,
Well, neither has the other actress.
oh, she's so
But
pretty
it was a good movie. I thought it was great. Or maybe
Phenomenal.
all these new streaming sites, you can make it into a little miniseries. That's how it came out.
Yeah,
in the-
you can
in
make another
the-
film and have it be a Disney original. It doesn't need
Yeah,
to be
or 3
movie
parts.
theater.
Yeah, 3 parts. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. The way you're treating Moon Knight, just it's more content.
Yeah.
And there's a big following for John Carter. Like the people who
Yes,
liked the
it's you and
movie
me.
really liked it, and other people just didn't see it. Anyone who didn't like it didn't see it.
It's a long movie. I get it. But that's why the new way that the world watches streaming, they can do it that way
And
in your own time.
I will say this: both of the leads for Tron and for John Carter, it's their best film. Like they that is the role they were made to play. The guy who plays in Tron Legacy, he's also in like Troy. He plays Petroglyph, but he was made to play that
who he is.
role.
Okay.
And then John Carter, I don't remember his name either. Well, I'll have all this prepped for the cast, but yeah,
Yeah, our
So, getting sucked into the
producer
computer.
took a big hiatus.
yeah. Well, I heard he got turned into a vampire, and we haven't seen him since.
I heard he just got stowed away and he's stuck in England.
Oh, have you seen Jack Reacher? That's the last film I was going to ask you about. The last
The show or the movie?
show, Jack Reacher,
On Amazon?
Yeah,
right?
phenomenal.
No, but I love that actor though. I always forget his name, but like I've had people meet him at FanX and just say he's just an amazing human being.
He deserves it more than anyone to have a show
Yeah.
be this phenomenal. It is so good. It's better than the book, and I never say that about any film or
Really?
show. Better than the book. 10 out of 10 better.
He did a really good job too. He was on the live action Titans, the Teen Titans, the Titans.
Who did he play?
He's not Dove. He's the other one. I always forget the name, but his character doesn't. He's not a regular on the show anymore, which sucks because he's so talented.
But it's probably because he went on to bigger, better things, i.e. Jack Reacher.
I mean, it's good for him. I mean, the character was supposed to die. Spoilers, but well, it's been out for like 2 years this episode, so it's not. It's Titans on HBO Plus now. I keep telling everyone to watch it. But he's so good, so talented that I'm glad for him because he had a really cool sci-fi show, which I really, really missed. It's one of those death race shows where you had to like get a car and you're just racing, but it goes off blood. Super gory, but I really liked him. And he was on Blue Mountain State, and he's like he plays a jerk, like the best jerk you'll ever meet, but you want him to be a winner. Like on New Girl. Do you remember him on New Girl?
Yeah.
The artist.
Yeah, the artist who's a total scumbag.
But he's such like a cool guy in real life. That's like when we have like our dream bucket list of interviewees, he always makes my top 15 to interview.
100%. He'd be in the top 10 for me. He just seems so cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I put him up a lot higher, but then we go off like, Zachary Levy or anyone off.
Yeah,
site.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like it gets kind of like
I'm so scared though that I'll not like them when I actually talk to them. You know what I mean?
not really. All those guys are pretty like nerdum though, or they go to cons. Like they really like fans and relating to people.
I'm just saying, like, some people that would be in my top 10 are probably not because I'm nervous to actually meet them.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few actors like that where I'm like, well, I don't know if I actually want to meet you.
Let's never meet our heroes.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on the hero.
The hero, yep. You can meet me all day, Jay.
My wife.
All right, Knights. Okay. We're jibber jabbering, but we got a lot coming up. It seems like we haven't done a proper podcast in a while, or a YouTube cast. We're getting better at it, trust me. We're excited for these shows then. We'll do a recap on that, talk about other stuff, and then, message us what you want to hear.
That's right, Knights. We will see you on the flippity flop.
Flippity flip.